Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Chasing the Whimsy. I am your host, Ben, and I am here with...
Liam.
How are you doing, Liam?
Good.
So, Thursday was Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
Good.
How many did you have?
I had 2 since Grandma's moved down.
Okay. Grandma Terry?
Yeah, I've slept. That whole Thanksgiving, I slept in the guest bedroom.
Oh, you were over her place?
We got there at like 3, and then I slept till like 7.
Is that when you guys ate?
I didn't eat at their house. I had to wait and go home and then eat.
Oh, so your mom had one too?
No, I didn't eat at the Thanksgiving, so they took leftovers home, and I ate at home.
Okay. All right. How's Grandma Terry doing?
She's doing good.
I haven't seen her new place. I know that she's literally like a stone's throw away, like 5-minute walk.
10-minute walk. Yeah.
10-minute walk. Okay.
You should. Yeah, she wouldn't care if you came over and said hi.
Just start coming over. What would your mom think? Be like, oh, what did you do today? Oh, I hung out with Ben and did a podcast. You think your mom would be okay with that?
Yeah, she don't care.
Well, she did say that she wanted us to go on that side of town and get your grandma too a little bit, and then from there, I guess it's like we'll grab the rest of the family and sneak them over.
Mm-hmm. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. We went to Mom's. There was a bit of a confusion about what time we were supposed to be there.
Really?
We knew dinner was going to be at 2, but I guess we kind of got confused. I don't know. Some people said they were going to be there 12:30, but
I got there at 5, so you're like...
we got there we got there. It was a good time. Nikki, Edwin, JJ, Rhiannon, Bob, other grandma, and Grandma Kari. So there was a bunch of us. Yeah, it was a good time. We hung out in the backyard, chit-chatted. Rhiannon played dominoes with other grandma and JJ, chit-chatted, a couple of stories. Food was good. I don't know what grandma did with the turkey this year. I think she said she did some injections. So you take like a cooking syringe and you jab it while it's cooking, and then you just squirt more juice and butter or whatever the hell in there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Dude,
Are you ham or turkey?
I was a turkey this year. Normally I'm a ham.
Ham is so good though.
But this year I was down for the turkey, man.
So your main course was the turkey. What about your side?
Mashed potatoes, stuffing.
I remember grandma's stuffing was always my favorite.
Oh, I got a bunch of that in the fridge still.
Really? Okay, I know what I'm eating because
Whimsy, we're gonna go eat in this game.
it was. I didn't eat the stuffing I ate the stuffing from my grandma Judy's house, and it was good, but it just wasn't the same. Your mom
Joyce.
I forgot. She cooks it a certain way, and it's just like my favorite. And then it's stuffing for over here with you, with my grandma Terry. It was, it was the turkey. I like the turkey over there, and then at my mom's was the buttered corn. She had corn and she just buttered it.
Oh, nice.
Like to the best. Like she soaked it in butter.
And then rinsed and soaked it again. Rhiannon made these little, they're not meatballs. I don't know what they are, but they're amazing.
Something Rhiannon?
Yeah. And then I didn't get my pumpkin bread or butter this year.
Oh.
Because she's down, she's staying with friends while she's in town. And then, so I gotta figure out how to get her a kitchen.
Wait, that must have been your first Thanksgiving with Rhiannon in a little bit.
Yeah, for a little. Let's see, was she there last? I cannot remember anything from last year, but because she was down here, I think we had her last year, the year before, some of the Vegas years. We didn't see her
for Christmas either.
Yeah, I think she's going out of town again this year for Christmas. So I'm kind of curious to see where they're at and get some pictures. See if I can get her take some pictures, because she sends you all those pictures from in Montana.
Yeah,
I can't wait until we go out there. Like, it looks like it's gonna be fun.
It's pretty.
It's very pretty. So that was Thanksgiving. And then
What do you feel about Oregon? Because my grandparents are talking about how Oregon, some like a cousin wants to move there, but they said that they had another cousin who lived there and moved back because it was so rainy and depressing. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? And I'm like, I love the rain. And they're like,
it's a lot of rain. Like
if it rains too much, you get depressed. And then, is that true? Like, what do you think about it?
it's not because of the rain. Like, it's not the water that causes the depression. It's every day is just gray. So,
well, I love gray days because, like,
right, but could you do it 250 days a year?
yes.
Maybe.
It also might be an alone factor too. If you're alone and you have like, I don't really know.
Yeah, because like Seattle,
Colorado.
Seattle's nice. Like if you get into the cities, it's probably not as bad. But if you're like
Seattle,
smaller towns, where everything's just gray and wet, you can't, because like you want to, after this we're gonna go play pickleball. You can't play pickleball in the rain, so you're like, oh, I'm just gonna play inside. And then it's like, I've already played all these. I got bored. What am I gonna do? I can't go outside. No, it's so dark and gray. You like Montana because it's nice, green, beautiful. You were talking
Colorado,
right? Green, no green. It's all just wet. And I think there's a psychology to it. I'd have to research it, but deep dive on it. But there is a. I'm sure they've done studies about it. I think like Oregon has like the highest suicide rates of any other state in the country.
Oh Jesus.
And I think a lot of it is just the grayness factor. It's just like you're always indoors. It's gray. You can't go out and do anything. Whereas here you're wrestling and you're running around. Sophie and I went to the park today. It's just one of those things where I think if you are just in like the pandemic, man, like how boring is that?
Oh yeah, that's when like everyone was sad and stuff because like you couldn't didn't go anywhere.
Right. Seattle, fun fact also, is the number one gaming capital, the number one biggest gaming city in the country.
Really?
Like they have more online gamers than any other place in the country.
Why do you think that is?
Because you're stuck indoors.
Oh.
I think they're third in the world. There's like two other like cities.
Japan.
Like, Korea.
North or south?
South Korea. Is South Korea the bad one?
The free one.
Yeah. So I think it would be cool to. I know Kelly would love to move to Oregon. She likes that whole Seattle, that whole northern part of the country. So, but if we did, we'd just be professional gamers.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of gaming, so
lag night.
Yeah, lag streaming. So I talked to Liam a little bit on the way home today, and I was just like, man, I don't know what's going on. We didn't even plug the socials. Like that's where I'm at right now. It's just like I'm trying to think because it's like I'm not like depressed or like irritated or frustrated. I'm just like blah right now.
Like in the middle, kind of meh.
Yeah.
So like on the scale of 1 to 10, it's like right in the middle, where it's like the kind of smile, kind of sad face.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, and it's mostly around it's like, and what's interesting, it's not even just podcast anymore. Like Whimsy is like
gaming, streaming,
blogs, merch, websites, social media. So Patreon. Like there's so much. Like it's not just a podcast anymore, and it's kind of crazy when we think about it because like you counted it down. We're like we've only been doing this thing for like 4.5-5 months, and like
we've made a lot of growth.
There's a lot of stuff that we're doing. So I was kind of blah for a second because I'm like I can't get anybody to email me. I'm like I don't know what kind of content. And then like what kind of content people want, like what is it that people want out of Whimsy? And then like just overnight, literally, I was like, fuck it. Like, I don't even care. Like, let's get back to what we used to do, which is let's just do something for us. And if people want to come and follow and hang out, then so be it. But with that, I was started getting like real deep into like some side projects. So I got one project I'm working on is like an ARG. So you watched part of the Hi Mary Mary?
Yeah.
So wasn't that like a little bit like weird and creepy?
It was more weird than creepy, but it had that paranormal effect.
Yeah, and that was one of the like earlier ARGs. I think it came out like I don't even know the years, but it was interesting and it was
Because all the good ARGs are from like years ago.
Yeah,
that like people are stumbling upon.
Right. So because you and I have been talking stories, storytelling, story ideas, and the ARG I want to do, I realize is the Hi Mary Mary. Some of like the camera shots, the way that it like fuzzes out a little bit, not so much on the hard special effects. I'm sure I can
more of the real aspect.
Yeah, but I like playing with like the static,
the letters and stuff.
Yeah, so I watched it and I was like, oh, because what's hard is trying to find people to bounce ideas off of, right? So, but that's kind of the reason why I kept trying to push for like the emails and the content. Like, I wanted to try to build a community, right? So it's like start with the blog, then we have the polls and stuff online, and it's like trying to engage people to see what it is that they want. But at the same time, once we got that interaction, then it's like I'd be able to like start like I need a soundboard. Like I need to bounce ideas off of people. I have a couple. There's a couple that I work on. And I think with the Hi Mary Mary, it really it clicked what the vision of my ARG wants to be. So I'm going to start working on that. You guys aren't going to see it for a while, but if you want to know what I'm talking about or what random story I could possibly tell in the style,
just go look up the Hi Mary Mary series.
Right, there's 19 of them.
3 minutes each, kind of barely any.
But it's going to be interesting. I finally found a underlining theme that's going to kind of tie the whole thing together. Like the Hi Mary Mary, when you watch it, it's about like depression and self-loathing, right? So it kind of you see
a message almost through the a good story almost.
Yeah. And it kind of really just shines like the couple of these random characters in Hi Mary Mary. You're like, oh, that's definitely like that's what depression looks like. That's what self-loathing looks like. Mine won't be as abstract. Mine's going to be kind of a story, and then I think I'm going to write it from a certain perspective that I have and just write it in that way. So it's going to be really interesting. I think I'm going to probably storyboard it over the next week or two. And whenever, probably first of the year, or maybe I just keep it nice, like a good story. A lot of elements. There's going to be YouTube channels. There's going to be blogs. Like a lot of moving pieces to it. And then I think I'll get all of those set up. And then in the summer, I think we could probably do most of like the hard records in like a day and a half. So it's going to be kind of interesting because again, all the videos are only 3 minutes long. So
summer's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of content out for summer. A lot
of fun stuff going out. So so I got out of my funk and was like, I'm like, I just want to do stuff that I want, like I enjoy. Like there's so much stuff that I'm learning throughout this whole process. Like you see me like updating videos and like just trying new things. So I think the ARG is gonna be kind of cool. I gotta come up with a name, no idea yet. And then there was another project I'm working on. I showed you a trailer for a web series I want to start. And I'm gonna try and clean it up a little bit. And
claim it now.
No, not yet. I'm gonna keep it a little bit close to my chest real quick. But it's gonna be like a semi-clip-ish channel, just kind of looking back old school stuff, like old school media. But the trailer didn't look bad. Like it was a fairly decent looking trailer. But I think I can tighten it up a little bit.
CapCut?
Yes. See, how come I didn't know that? Like I asked the twins this weekend because Sandy and the twins came over, and I asked them because they did that school video, I'm like, what do you guys use? And they're like, yeah, CapCut. I'm like, so yeah, I got that shot on there, and they got some really cool features on there that I'm gonna start playing with. Let's see. I floated the idea out. We'll see if Nikki or Sandy hears this, or the twins ever hear it. But I'll throw it out there that says if either one or both of them want to help out with some videos, like help create like trailers.
That'd be fun if they got in on the ARG.
I think this summer. I think like it's interesting is like I like. And that's, again, it goes back to the whole community. Like, we have supporters, but we don't have a community yet. So I would love for you to even come up with a random, like, 6, 7, like, YouTube channeled ARG. Maybe we just make an ARG summer. Like, every weekend we just make a new ARG. But, yeah, like, the girls, if they wanted to, whatever they wanted. Like, I'm just looking for extra content. Like, so... we talked a little bit about it, like maybe like anybody listening, if you know how to do cool videos or you want to learn how to make cool videos, like I have no problem like teaching you, or like like phone calls, emails, like maybe if I get a webcam for Christmas, like we can just do Zoom meetings and stuff. Like I have no problem helping and teaching anybody anything, because I know in the end they can make, like, they'll just make something else for us. And then along those same lines, anybody listening, because there's a lot of stuff going on, right? And I'm doing most of like the tech side of it. So we'd like to do more, but if anybody's interested in reaching out, helping a little bit, I need like a researcher, like this clip show idea. I just need someone, like, I'll give you like 3 different YouTube channels or like these random topics, and I just need someone just to research, like basically you just wiki it. I just need a couple of dates, some names that you can email that I can print out and just be prepared for the episode. Also need almost like an admin, like if anybody like this is like so like basic stuff, just a little bit of help, just looking up a couple of things online. And then I also need like a for the rewatches, I just need someone to help just do some copy paste work for me and just help me outline some of the rewatches that we want to do, because once those are all done, we can just move forward through all of it. Like JJ wants to do the rewatch, but it's like so much stuff that I have to, it's just tedious work, and I'd rather spend more time working on the just the content that we have. Like we have a lot of fun stuff, and then it's not a big deal. No one needs to help out. If anybody's interested, we would happy to start building our, to build our whatchamacallit,
community.
Yeah, our community, right? And then just like I fall down these rabbit holes, like Laser Beam, like Mr. Beast, like all these guys started in their garage with their friends, and all their friends just pile along and just keep going. So right now it's just me and Liam, but like Spencer wants to do some copy paste work for me and just shoot me an email once a week. It's like, and then as it kind of just evolves, I'll be happy to take everybody with us. So the
gnomes are off the website.
So the merch that we have, yeah, I think I'm going to pull it. I think I'm going to pull all the gnomes. So like one of those things where it's like, we're not moving them as much as we want. Like people don't seem really interested in them yet. So I think, and like, I don't want to be grumpy about it, right? So I think you and I talked about it, and it's like, I think we're just going to pivot. We're just going to, instead of selling them, I think we're just going to pull them off the website. Obviously, anybody who still wants one, by all means, email me. But we're going to stop pushing merch, and we're just going to pivot and use them for a different purpose. So we're going to work those details out. So hopefully next week we'll have a better idea. But anybody's interested in gnomes, great. If not, we're going to stop pushing them, and then we're just going to, like I said, we're just going to pivot and use them for a different thing. But they'll still be available. I love making these gnomes. I'm looking at patches now, like the sew on or the iron on patches. Yeah. Like, how cool would it be? Like, you get like if we got nice
Whimsy jackets
or shirts.
Oh, and you just have your sleeve.
Yeah, wouldn't that be sick?
Yeah, like, and you make special edition ones for, like, if we go somewhere, and you can hand them out and be like, right. You got TooScon 50
right
patch.
Like, these are exclusive. So we're still doing merch, but I think instead of just, I mean, the community, like right now, it's just so small, where I think we can find a better way to use the gnomes. I did get 2 more gnomes that I will let you guys know about.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe.
Probably after Christmas, because we have the present gnome out. If anybody's interested, but for February, we got 2 of them. Anybody who listened early on, I think, like the first. Let me see. Hold on.
You talked about it a lot with my stepdad.
Yeah, so a little hint, but there's going to be 2 of them for that week or that month. It'll be interesting. So I'm in a much better creative place now than I was on Monday. So go figure. But yeah, it was fun. I was able to kind of bounce a couple ideas off of people at work. Man, that Hi Mary Mary, man, that really just kickstarted me into it. Like, it's really interesting to see people make these weird but impactful videos, and then you're just like, it seems weird. I don't know, it's just weird. Let's see what else we got. And then Liam's got some work he's doing. What did you do today with lag streaming?
Lag night. I just played Fortnite with really bad lag. It was like terrible, and I got like a win, and you were like stoked about it.
Dude, it was.
Our stream cut off at one point. I have 2 projects going on, but that'll be coming maybe next year. But I'm working on a book.
Ooh,
I'm writing
like
a book.
A little short story. Well, you're gonna go full like
200 pages.
Whoa! All right.
I've brainstormed already the first 50 pages.
Okay.
It goes into kind of an ARG almost.
Okay.
But
or we could adapt it into an ARG.
It's funny that you're bringing up mental things, because it's really mental in the thing.
Like, so does you mean like?
It's not the coma story if that's what you're thinking.
But like psychological, like thriller, like a lot of just weird stuff happening. Is it like?
It's basically Inside Out.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So as a teen, you might be like,
yeah.
I gotta. Okay. I look forward to all of that. So do you have a working title for it? Inside Out.
Outside In.
Outside In. Inside my head.
I just really don't know yet.
Okay.
Because there's gonna be a lot going on in the book.
But your head project.
Yeah.
Mental project. Whatever. All right. That is actually really cool. I didn't even know you were that far into it. So yeah, that live stream. So we're playing. I don't even know if you guys can find it. Technically, it's out there. It auto deletes in 7 days. So similar to last.
Watch our lag night stream.
Right. So we'll pull those, and then Liam and I are collabing on what to do with these videos. I think like even if we just like chop suey it up a little bit and just make a greatest hits type video, and then just commentate over it. Today we hooked up the microphone to the computer while you were streaming. I didn't even know what the sound looks like. I know we were banging stuff, and then it's all real loud. Like it was.
Hey, Dad.
It was probably a really weird stream today.
Good gameplay though.
Like it's so weird. Like it's such a dumb game, but and like it's so weird, especially when people like don't understand. It's like this whole journey that we're taking on, right? Is like people are like, sure, I don't even care. I don't even care about energies. I don't even know what you're talking about. Or they're like, yeah, I don't like that game that you're playing. And it's like, you don't have to care about the game per se, but it's everything else that people are forgetting to see. Like the volumes, I think, sound better since episode 1. We're consistent. So yeah, you don't like Fortnite, but if we cut these videos up and they look good, we got a decent thumbnail. Even if you watch it, just like some of these kills were amazing. Like it was crazy. Like it was lagging so hard. Like 2-second lags, 3-second lags.
It got up to 5 seconds.
You had 13 kills. Like the game is like the gameplay was whatever, but there's certain moments that I still can't get over. And you've gotten better since back in the day. So I don't know. It's like one of those things when people, like when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be a professional video game player. And they were like, no, you're dumb. Go away. You're stupid. But like today,
it's reasonable.
Not impossible. Like, and it's so weird for, I think, like a certain generation or just there's certain people just like, I just don't understand it. And it's like, you don't have to understand it because there's like, I don't know, a billion other people buying and supporting. It's not even buying. They're just viewing. Like some of these like YouTubers, they make like $10,000 per video and they're not even that great at videos. Like we put a compilation together and if it like, God forbid it hit like 1 million views, like I'll take the $1,000. Thank you. Like it's so weird. I mean, I don't even think we're that close yet, but some of these videos are going to start looking really good. My other project is going to look really cool. Like I think that one might actually hit some traction based on some of the stuff, like what's in my YouTube algorithm. So, and then like I'll cut commercials for each episode and post them. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. And then like I've also been like all week, Monday and then last night, I streamed 4 chapters of Life is Strange.
Will you let me play Before the Storm?
Yeah, you want to do the full live stream of Before the Storm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like what I was just saying is like people just like they just judge it and they're like I don't like it. Like I don't like Life is Strange. I would never play it. But that's kind of the reason why I'm playing it is because like I know nobody's gonna play it. But you might watch it.
It's kind of more of a movie, kind of almost than a.
It's a story driven. Yeah,
choice based.
It's a very very choice based narrative. So speaking of Life is Strange, what are your feelings right now about the Life is Strange game and series?
Nostalgic.
Because you've been playing it for years. Like 6 years ago you started playing it? Which is so weird.
Good story.
Very good story.
And I can give you 3 words. Good story and realistic.
Right? Even though they have like so.
Well, it's kind of weird too though because you're like, oh well, superpowers and a big storm and all this,
right.
blah blah blah. But if you really dig deep into it, it's all mental. It's teenagers going through a crisis,
right? And
they have to try and figure it out on their own.
Mm-hmm. So Maxine has superpowers and she can rewind time, but yet did she save the day?
It was just an impactful game because I don't know if you're gonna get to this point, but you were talking to me earlier in the car about when you were, because I started playing it when I was 7.
Yeah.
And you kind of asked, you're like, how did it impact you when you were 7?
Right.
And it was weird, and because I never really thought about that, because like when I was 7, it used to be like Chloe was so cool, like in the back of my head,
Right.
and you wanted to be like Chloe. That's how it was for me. You wanted to be that cool kind of person, and like that's why I got in trouble in 4th grade for this swearing in the back tree.
So you playing a random game that has 2 teenage girls as your main characters, you somehow related to that.
Oh, it's made me 100% one of the people, most of the person I am today.
Oh, that's actually really crazy. Because, like, so the first 4 chapters are online on our YouTube, Chasing the Whimsy. I have it already set up under a playlist. So they're all, you don't have to go searching for it. You just have to find it. What was interesting was when I started playing it last week or on Monday, I played all of chapter 1 because I was just trying to get content out, right? And I was just like, oh, this is a fun game. Like, Liam and I love this game. Kelly watched me play the game. She likes the game. And I started, and like, I never really thought about it. Like, it's the game that we gave the twins last year for Christmas. And like, I already knew it was going to be kind of weird. And it's just like, because Liam liked it, there's a relatability thing to it. And I was like, maybe the girls will like it. I don't think they've ever played it. I don't think they will. I think I probably over undersold it. Like, it's really, but when I was playing it last week, there was a moment where I was like, what was I doing letting Liam play this game? So, like, chapter 1, you got Chloe, which is your second main character, and you got Nathan. No spoilers, so you can just go in there and watch it. It's in the first couple of minutes, but
literally like the first like 15 minutes.
Yeah, first 15 minutes. Like, Nathan runs into the bathroom, Chloe comes in behind, and they're like, I need the money, I need the drugs, I need the money, and he's just like, F you, and shoots her in the face. And it's just, and I'm watching it, I'm
in
like,
the stomach.
Huh?
He shoots her in
the stomach. And then your Maxine character, Max, she rewinds time, saves the day. But as I play through chapter 1, I'm like, you have to talk to the principal. And then because it's all decision-based game, right? Do you tell the principal the truth or do you hide it? Right? And then it like, and so you have that moment. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of weird bullying. Like, not even just like real bullying, like real nasty stuff. They're all teenagers. You're at this like this private school for our art. So you have the principal, and like, do I tell the truth? Do I not tell the truth? And it's like every movie, every other game we've ever played was always tell the truth. But like you're saying, is like, as a teenager, like, I don't know. Do I tell the truth? Do I not? Like, do I know these people? Like, do I want to get in trouble? So as I play this game, like, there's just so many of these things coming to me. Is like I was really curious on what Liam, and I think maybe we'll go deeper on it next week or sometime soon. But like, it's weird to see all these, like, so much that I played this game that after the first hour, I had to go back into YouTube and I had to add trigger and content warnings because I forgot like how much, like, it's not a bad game. And that's what's really hard about like talking to people about games and stuff. It's not a bad game. It's not an inappropriate game. It's a different game, and like Liam, you know, he says it helped form the way he is now. Like, what are some of the things today that you would do or wouldn't do based off of that game? So,
well, it's kind of weird now because it's just like kind of shaped into me now. But
right.
See, because you know, kids always like to pick on each other at this age. But when I see someone getting like picked on, there's usually a thought in my mind. Usually, like, what if something bad actually happens, or what happens is like, what if that was like Sophie getting bullied, and then like. It comes to my mind, and then it thinks about what is it, chapter 3?
Chapter 2
with Kate, and it was just like, man, something really, really bad could just potentially happen.
Right.
So there's kind of a thing of like bullying where, you know, it might happen with me, I might do it, but like when it gets so bad, you know when to stop.
Right.
So like
What?
and like if someone's ever like potentially gonna do that, you always just want to make sure that you're there.
Right.
Because like in chapter 2 on the roof, usually some people don't have anyone there, so you gotta kind of be there for the person when they need you most.
You remember more of this game than I thought you would. Yeah, because like Maxine, throughout the whole first 2 chapters, like she sees Kate down and kind of depressed, and it's just going out of your way a little bit just to say, hey, how you doing?
And like you said, yes, asking, hey, how you're doing, because it makes some people's day. Is like back in 5th grade, some kid was alone at lunch, and I went and sat next to him, and I was like, just had a normal conversation with him, and then the next day it was just like, I appreciate that.
Right.
And then we're still friends to this day.
Cool.
And it kind of just makes a difference,
right? Because like for me, like I can't remember, I mean a little bit, but like as a teenager, like I can't remember a lot of times where I was like down or depressed, and then just the idea that someone would come up and just change my whole day would just be like, that's all I need. I just like, it's almost like how like this hot last week, I guess, has been, is just like I just need somebody to like attempt to just like listen and just chit chat with me and kind of just like show a semi interest in it, and then it pulls me right back out of it. So we got the anti-bullying stuff. There was the one I just did last night, chapter
4. Not polarized, that's 5.
Yeah, there is. Okay, so we have bullying. So, and it's like one of these things where as you play the game, like it's only 4 hours, but like Kate, you can see that she's depressed, and how many people just don't pay. And like we were saying, is like if you see someone down, right, just take that minute. Like some people are just pissy, but like there's a difference between like I'm just pissed
because
off.
you'll see,
like, and you get that like weird feeling in your gut where you're just like, oh, that's more than my mom just yelled at me. That's more like I'm thinking bad things. So there's the bullying aspect. Drugs. Do you have anything to do with the drugs? I know that they do drugs and they're looking for a drug dealer. It's not real hard on the drugs. Ooh, I lied. Yeah. So you do drugs?
No.
Let's see. What other like? It's an interesting game again. It does handle a lot of mature like themes, but set in a very young teenage setting, and I think that's where you kind of where you gravitated to it.
Another thing I got is you don't need a large friend group to be happy.
Yeah, like the popular kids, they barely know anything about each other.
You could tell the separation. You could tell that there was like, you could tell there was nerds, that you could tell there was popular kids, and then it kind of just helped me realize that you only need that one person or that one friend
or just a smaller group, right?
To help you out.
Warren, a couple of other people. There was a moment, and again, we're gonna go deep dive on these because I want Liam to replay it again. It's just because it's a more serious conversation. It's kind of what we talked about episode 1, episode 2, where we're kind of looking for some of these outlets a little bit where we can like sit down and deep dive some of these hard teenage decisions. And I think this game is kind of a good starting point for us, I guess, if we wanted to kind of dip into some of these bigger issues, because there was in chapter 4, you rewind time to save somebody, and then you see the butterfly effect. So your best friend that you're running around with, Chloe, for 6 hours, in the next 2 hours you realize like the butterfly effect is you save somebody, but what happened to her?
You saved her, but she went handicapped, right?
Yeah, she got in a car accident. Like, And then
because she tried to save someone so she would be happy,
right,
and Chloe would be happy,
right.
and that her special person would be alive. But it changed, like you said, the butterfly effect. It changed the way things.
I guess we
went
could
out.
just say it. Dad. Like, we were going to save Dad. So,
Dad died in a car accident, and if Chloe went to the grocery store with him, she would have gotten injured, but he wouldn't have died.
right. And now she saves Dad, so he doesn't get in the car accident. So then you flash forward back into regular time, and then you realize, like, they went on all these trips as family and everything else. Dad got her the truck that she got in a car accident with, broke her spine. Now she's like she's in
Not happy. Chloe's not happy.
she's
now.
not happy. And then it gets into like it's so weird. Because Liam in 6 hours connected with these two girls. Like, they were best, like, he was in that clique, like he was best friends with them all. And as we play it, he's just so, I remember just watching him, he's just so engaged on everything that these girls are doing. So that way, when we get into chapter 3 and you realize, like, Chloe's actually like a quadriplegic, medical issues, getting worse, and just like, he's with Maxine caring about this fictional character. Then there's a decision in chapter 3 that's really weird. Like, it's...
We'll have to deep dive on Before the Storm, because I connected in Before the Storm more than I did.
Yeah. And then chapter 4, school party.
Cool.
There's some drug involvement. Then there's this like a weird, sinister, like the main plot of the whole game. So
just go watch the gameplay. Actually,
I know a couple of people have watched it, or watched the first 2 chapters, and I put 3 and 4 up last night. I know that they're watching it, and the handful of couple comments that I got was I would never play this game, but because it plays like a movie, they were ready for 3 and 4. They're like, give me more episodes. Like, I need to know, like, what happens with these girls. And it's just crazy, the power of the storytelling of this game, where after chapter 1 you were hooked. You're like, I love this Chloe girl, Maxine.
the first 15 minutes you were hooked.
Right. And it's like, well, you were hooked into the game, but after the first 2 hours you're hooked because of the characters.
Because I remember it always used to be like, why do you like Life is Strange? And it was like, because of the characters.
Right.
That's all it was. And then you do deep dives like this, and then you realize that the story is more meaningful than the characters are.
Right. Well, and then even I know at 7, 8, 9, I know you've replayed them, and we played a couple of the other ones. I know we never made fun of like the serious topics, so we want to kind of just let you rewatch it again, see if you can tap into some of those discussions or some of those things of how, like if you're playing and there's a random suicide, like, how did I talk to you as a 8, 9, 7-year-old about suicide? And it's like it's really weird, like really saying it out loud, but at the same time, like, they're important conversations to have. So I'm pretty sure that we treated it appropriately. Obviously I didn't go deep dives, but I'm pretty sure we had conversations early on about like with the depression stuff, or like, if talk to somebody, like, I don't even care who it is. Like, if it's not me and it's not your mom, find somebody else, you know? So we'll deep dive on Life is Strange 1. It has 5 chapters, 2 hours each. So it's a 10-hour gameplay. If you guys are at all interested in any of the random stuff that we've been talking about, because I know some people are like, oh, it's a video game, but the idea that we just spent like 20 minutes talking about drugs, suicide, bullying, guns, drugs, like, what kind of video games are they playing? I think it's an important video game. I think when you look back, it's gonna be one of those games where you're like, yeah, it kind of helped shape me as a, more or less of a person. So we got those. Liam's going to play Life is Strange Before the Storm, which is a prequel of that game. Similar-ish. What was in that one? Divorce. I don't like school. I want to run away. Do I run away? It's a prequel, so instead of the main characters being 17, 18 is probably more like what, 15, 16, 14, 15, 16.
Trying to fit in.
Yeah, trying to fit in, like the different cliques. And then it's so weird. That game is because you know how Life is Strange 1 ends, so when there's a prequel, you know what's going to happen. And again, just following those characters that you just loved. After that,
Life is Strange 2 is a sequel.
We'll eventually get to Life is Strange 2.
I'll have to replay that one. Play chapter 1.
That one is two brothers.
Death.
Brother has like
Alone.
Has like
telekinesis.
Yeah, he's got like telekinesis powers, right? So in like the first couple of minutes, boom, kid, like JJ's age. It's like it's so weird. It's like a 9-year-old has these superpowers, blows up a cop car,
that dies.
And then they freak out and they just run away. And it's like, as a 9-year-old and a 16-year-old brother, like to be a minority and to be like, oh, we just killed a cop, clearly on accident, and your first recourse is like, let's just run away. So that game follows two brothers as they try to run away to Mexico. Chapter 1 was a little bit slow, but
chapter 2, 3, and 4 were so good.
As soon as we started
the church,
we went back because we played chapter 1 when it first came out,
and we were done with it because COVID started.
Yeah, and then it was one of those games where they're like, we'll release a different chapter every couple of weeks, and we never got back into it. But when we did actually played it through again,
a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, we couldn't put it down. We could not, like, chapter 2, what happens next? Chapter 3, what happens next? And we played it for I think 3 weekends and got through all of it. Then there is A Life is Strange 3, True Colors, on the Switch.
Aren't they working on another game?
I think they're working on another one. But these
hopefully it adds on to the not Rachel, Chloe and Max story.
Yeah. So we will definitely finish Life is Strange 1. We'll definitely be doing Before the Storm. You heard it from Liam. It more or less shaped a little. And what's going to be fun with Liam, and I think when we do the deep dive, is for him to actually sit down and think like hard about the theme of the game and just be like, oh, like, does he start thinking about like the way he is, like he talks to kids who look down, but he didn't, like, does he know why he did it? And to kind of see these moments in these games a little bit would be kind of interesting. So you willing to kind of go deep dive on some serious like MA material?
Always. It's needed sometimes.
I think in the comments on the description on them was, I love this game for years. Me and my son love this game for years. I said, but replaying it now and him being in high school, like the game has a completely different tone for me, because it was like, oh, this is fun. It's an interesting story. Like I can teach you some of these
goods and bads.
Yeah, the goods and bads. Like don't treat people like crap. Don't do drugs. And now it's like, I watch it now and it's like, oh my God, like he could be experiencing all these things right now. He could be like peer pressured into drugs. Like he could be like really depressed and down. Like he comes here and sometimes, he might not be as active on the podcast and you're like, oh, he's phoning it in. Like, is it just because he's 13 or is it because he's actually dealing with something? And it's just like, I don't know, maybe after this game, he's like, yeah, maybe I'm in a better position to talk about it. I don't know. It's an interesting game. It's going to get away from the whimsy for a minute, but I think it gets back into the family aspect. And I think we tried to incorporate the family, but it's not as family-ish as we wanted to. So, but I think it's going to be a kind of a fun episode for people. Not fun. It'll be an interesting episode for people to listen to, and then to like, I don't know, like, do we have any? I'm trying to think who has kids that are teenagers and like
Sandy.
Like Sandy. Have you had conversations with your daughters about what to do when you're bullied? What do you do when you're depressed? What do you do when you're thinking about killing yourself? And it's just like, oh well, like those are also all serious things.
Well,
Like,
I also think with teenagers don't go to their parents at all to
Right.
talk about stuff. When you were in high school, did you ever go to your mom and ask her about drama?
nope.
I think it's also a girls and boys thing.
Yeah. And I think the game definitely created opportunities for you and me to talk about it. Like, you were never going to come to me. I dragged my feet trying to talk to you about, especially, I mean, at 8 or 9, it's like, I'm not going to talk to him about that yet. But as we play the game, it's like, all right, well, that's the conversation starter. So it is going to be kind of an interesting rewatch again. But we'll take notes. Give it a couple of weeks. There's like I said, 5 chapters, 10 hours. There's some high points on there that I want to make sure that we tackle. But yeah, we wanted to just rewatch it and kind of get our thoughts together because we want to treat it as seriously as it is. So, wow, that's kind of weird. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. And then, what else do we got? We got some live streams going. You're doing your projects. I got my 2 projects. We got Life is Strange recordings. I don't even know if there's anything else going on. You got anything else?
Whimsy.